Hi everyone, it's Tamara here, back in the Naked Nutrition Kitchen with some recipes for you to try. I have to say, I'm feeling absolutely worn out today. I don't know about you, but November, December, it's just like hits me like a brick, and my energy levels really dip. But it's probably the lack of sunshine, no doubt. I'm used to being outside a lot, so um, not being able to do that as much really affects me. It's kind of a bit dampening. But I have to say that food helps. So eating a well balanced diet and keeping your nutrients up will keep your mood up as well. So it's very important during these months to make sure that you get a lot of vitamins and minerals and proteins and everything, all those good things that your body needs to function adequately, and especially vitamin D, which we lack a lot in the winter because there's no sunshine. We need to go looking in our foods for that. So it's worth really considering when you're feeling a little low in energy and a little depressed or something's bothering you, that possibly it's a lack of something in your food. Okay, so that's very important. Food is the main source of energy and health, in my opinion, anyway. So today I'm going to show you a quick recipe. I know tomatoes are not in season right now, and usually I'm a very seasonal girl, but tomatoes are one of those things that I tend to buy all year round. And here I do make, or I make a priority of buying locally produced things, even if they're not, if they're out of season, I at least buy them locally. Do my best with that, and organic if I can. So here I have some organic, locally grown, even though they're undercover, cherry tomatoes. Okay, so the sort of cherry tomatoes. I think they're cherry tomato. I'm not sure what those ones are called. They're sort of plum shaped, but these are cherry. Okay, so there's two different types, but they are from Geneva, so that's a good thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to roast them, okay, and show you just how very quick and easy it is to make your own tomato sauce without too much fuss. And the good thing about cooking tomatoes, in fact, is that it actually releases lycopene. It makes it much more powerful as an antioxidant. And this is something that is really apparently, so research tells us, is a cancer-fighting ingredient. So the more lycopene you eat, the more preventative, sort of food you take in against cancer, if that sounds normal. My English sometimes is a bit erratic because I have three languages going on in my head, so sometimes my English doesn't come out so well, but hopefully you understand what I'm saying. So cooking tomatoes increases the potency of lycopene. And it's particularly important for men because prostate cancer is one of those cancers which is particularly affected by the increase of lycopene, apparently, or antioxidants in general, but I think lycopene is particularly one of them. And also for skin. So in the summer when we are outside a lot and we're in the sun a lot, lycopene will protect us. So cooking tomatoes releases a higher quantity of lycopene. Watermelon is also high in lycopene. And what else is high in lycopene? I can't think right now, but there are some other vegetables. Anyway, so that's a good thing. So cooking them, often I prefer to eat things raw in terms of vegetables, just my preference. But some vegetables actually increase their sort of nutrient value when they're cooked, and tomatoes is one of them. So I'm going to tilt my camera down here to my tray. You can see this beautiful jewels, aren't they? Just so lovely. Look at that red. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add, I have here a big, bulb of garlic. I'm going to just chop that whole garlic, in fact, in half. And I'm going to show you that. Isn't that so gorgeous? Oh, and also garlic is another superfood. It's a real antibacterial, sort of an antibiotic, really. It's a preventative, what do you call it? Vegetable root. I don't know what you would call this. Is it a vegetable? I'm not even sure. I don't claim to know that. The answer to that. Anyway, all I know is that garlic is really good for you, and it'll keep all the bad things away. So in the winter, you need to eat a lot of garlic. In fact, all year round, just eat garlic. Okay, you heard it from here. Just eat garlic. So there, I'm going to place all these crumbled cloves. If I cut it in half, and I'm just going to empty them out into the tray haphazardly. It doesn't have to look pretty at this stage. Just pour those into the tray. And when that bakes, it's going to release it's going to turn to really sweet, kind of nutty flavor. And you'll see the results of this in the end. I'm also going to add a sweet onion. Okay, that's also a locally grown onion here. It's a sweet onion, which means it's not as sort of potent as other onions that can sometimes make you weep until your eyeballs fall out. I'm just going to cut that in quarters, just put it in there because it's all going to go in the oven to roast. Okay, so it doesn't really need to look particularly aesthetically pleasing right now. And once it's all roasted, I'm just going to blend it up, and that's that. And you're not even going to see what is in there. To that, I'm going to add a little mix here I have, which has sea salt in it. You can see inside. It has sea salt, it has paprika, and what else have I put in there? Just some dried, I put some dried herbs in there. I can't even remember, actually. I've had this for a while. So I'm going to sprinkle some of that over the top, okay? So that gives the nice salty paprika flavor to the tomatoes as well. And that goes in there. And also, I'm going to add a bit of my truffle-infused olive oil. Now, you could just use olive oil, just general olive oil. You don't have to use this one. But truffle-infused olive oil is quite something. So if you've never tried it, go and buy some because you'll never give it up. It really adds a certain flavor to your food. So that's it, really. And that is going to go into the oven. It's going to bake, and then once it's all baked, let me just tilt my camera back to my face, you can see me. So once that's all baked and all lush and all sort of squidgy, like I'll show you later once it's come out, you just liquidize it in a blender or with a hand processor or whatever you have to sort of blend things. And that's it, really. You can store it in a jar, put it in the fridge, and then use it as you want with any dish, pasta dishes, or cook it with your beans, or garbanzos, or as a base for pasta topping. Anything. You can even use it as a soup. If you add a little bit of soup of stock, and then you can just turn it into a soup. So it has a multiple use. It's blah blah blah. You see how tired I am? I can't even speak today. It has multiple uses. There you go. So I'll pop that in the oven. It's going to bake for about 30 minutes, or really until you feel that everything is really well softened. And then we'll just blend it, and voila, it's done. Easy. This is something you can do sort of on a Sunday evening, and store it in like several jars in the fridge, and then always that you've got something when you come home, like that last minute thing at night when you arrive and you just think, what am I going to eat? A tomato sauce, what can you do with that? There's lots of things you can do with that. You can add it to things, you can make it into a soup, like I said. So it's a very versatile sauce. And that's it, really. And I'm just going to show you quickly something that I'm going to prepare later, but it's a pre-planned thing. So I've got some black beans in here, dried black beans, which are soaking. See those? Beautiful. Look how lush they look. Really lovely things. That's 1 packet of black beans, and I'm going to cook those later. They've been soaking for about 7 hours so far, and I would say give them a good 10 hours soaking. And then they need a good probably 2 hours of cooking. And I'm going to prepare that tomorrow. But if you are like a bean lover and you want to get your protein sources elsewhere other than from meat and fish and stuff, then this is a great way of doing it. And it's so economical because I guess a tin of beans costs whatever it costs, but you can probably get 4 or 5 tins out of the same amount of dried produce, which costs the same price as a tin of beans. So, you're saving yourself a lot of money. You do need to put in a little bit of work, just a little bit of preparation. Honestly, the time that it takes to cook is time just cooking. It's not actually your effort involved. It's just the pre-soaking and then the putting in the pan. That's it, really. It takes time to cook, but your involvement is very little. So that's all for today, and I will be back with the result from the tomatoes. I will show you how that comes out of the oven, and I will see you soon. Thank you for watching. Bye.